Hello again on this beautiful but a little bit noisy afternoon. I'm going to apologize in advance about all the gardening equipment out there. It's not us, but the neighbors. In any case, today we are drinking an Italian wine by Gaja. But you know, this is not a Barbaresco. It's not a Piedmont wine, which is what he's really famous for. This is where they started, the family, in the 1960s, and they were incredibly successful in both redefining the business around the appellation and how to take advantage of what it has to offer and of making wine. In any case, the second generation expanded in Tuscany, and both in Brunello, where they make a Pievidis Restituta, and in Maremma, which is, as we've discussed before, in Bulgaria, part of Tuscany that's closer to the water on the west side, where people make Supertuscans. They plant Cabernet, Merlot, Syrah, and they kind of make Bordeaux blends. This is one of those. It's from the Marcanda vineyard that they bought in the 90s. And funny, Ca Marcanda translates in northern Italian into house of haggling. I think it's sort of a testimony to what these guys went through over the years to buy and acquire new vineyards. They make this Promis from there, and this is Supertuscan. It's a mix. It's a blend of Syrah, Merlot, and Sangiovese. This is a 2018, so pretty young. And we had this at lunch with a friend of mine, Tara, who invited me to lunch for my birthday, so we decided to have a nice bottle of wine. And I brought the rest home, so thinking I'd take advantage of this to do a video on something that's a little bit different from what the Gaja house is really known for historically. In any case, here's the color. It's very, very dark. It's got hints of purple, from the Syrah, but it also has some red in it. It's kind of an interesting mix. Very clear, very clean. The nose is just really a combination of things. It's floral, it's fruit. It's got a little bit of saltiness on it. I've seen that in some of the comments. Salinity, maybe because it's on the water side. I don't know exactly where the vineyard is, but a lot of the vineyards are downhill facing the water, and it's just got some earth. So it's got a little bit of a mix here of flowers, fruit, and earth, which is interesting for a wine that's still pretty young. And I think it's made to be drunk young. But to me, the acidity sort of the flower is kind of what, the floral bit is what takes over. But it's very pleasant because it just gives you this sort of fresh, young aroma that you want to keep enjoying. It's 14% alcohol, so it's alcoholic, but not super. 2018 in the Tuscany wasn't as good as some of the others, 15, 16, but still it was pretty good, better than 17. And the mouth, you have more acidity, a little bit more tartness, which I think speaks to the age of the wine. This was opened 2 days ago, by the way, but I mean, so still keeping very nicely. But I do get that salinity again. I get that sort of, again, it's different. It's that interesting blend of, you've got Sangiovese, Merlot, Syrah, which is not unusual in Bulgaria and Supertuscans, but for us, I think, maybe for me, it's a little bit unusual. But the nose is really what wins you over here. It's just sort of a mix of power, on the fruit and the floral, but also a little bit more subdued on the finish. So I think it seems like almost a wine that's still finding its way. Very enjoyable now. I'm sure it will be very good in a couple of years. Very interesting. It's got the Gaja name, so you're maybe paying a little bit for this. It's not a super expensive wine, but it's pretty good. So I think it's the kind of thing that if you see on a wine list in a restaurant, if you see it in the store, and you don't want to do homework, you can definitely know that you're going to get a good bottle of wine with an interesting, some interesting, tones to it. Anyway, cheers, and then I'll probably buy some more to keep in my cellar for a few years. Cheers. See you soon.